We're live. It is 3:03 p.m. Central Standard Time in the United States, 9:03 p.m. BST in the UK. It's the Nomad Tech Project with Sam and Joe.
Hey.
Coming to you live. It's been a couple of weeks. We've been I've had some busy stuff going on here at home, so I apologize for a little bit of misses there with our schedules and stuff. It was all me. Joe was available. I had some stuff going on, so I appreciate everybody stopping by. There's a Pures in chat. Scoop.
Chat.
Was on.
You have to say it like that, don't you? You have to say
Scoop. Yeah, you have to. And so I was on Gigi's chat last night, and it was an interesting chat. All I know is that if you want to, it was a members only stream, so I don't know if it would totally be available. But clay, apparently it's about clay. Don't ask. Anyway, so how you been, mate? It's been a little bit since we be able to do a stream and a show. So last time was Barry, and that was a great guest as always. Barry's awesome.
Always, yeah, of course. Barry was excellent. Yeah, I've been all right. It's been sunny today in the UK.
Actually, it's raining here in St. Louis all day.
Yeah, I think it's going to rain tonight.
That's a little overcast. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And there's JoJo and LaShawn. So yeah, they know what was going on. Apparently, had all sorts to do with the clay. Apparently, and the show Ozark.
The Ozark. Oh yeah, I like that show.
Oh yeah, well, apparently it was a pretty good discussion near the end with some people in the panel. So it was good times. That's good times. So anyway, yeah, it's been overcast and actually nice and cool today. It was really kind of warm last week or two in the area. So it's kind of nice having a nice, cool kind of mid-60s kind of day here in St. Louis. So it's kind of good. So lots to talk about. Apparently we missed. I mean, I'm sure you were riveted to WWDC, right? I know that's something you like watch with bated breath, right?
Yeah, the Vision porn. I mean, Pro.
I don't watch any of this. It's funny, and to be fair, I don't watch any of them. I don't watch Google I/O. I don't watch Microsoft Build. I don't watch Samsung's events. I just don't watch events. And here's the reason why I don't. You always know when they're going to start because your YouTube and Twitter feeds just get exploded. You'll know what's happening because it's just like so everybody pretty much makes their commentary. So I know what's being covered in the event. I know what, and in Google's case, you pretty much know what everything that's being covered in the event before even
AI.
Right. So they just don't exactly do a good job of trying to show and trying to keep anything under the covers. They're pretty much
everything's leaked.
Everything's leaked, and that's fine, and that's on purpose. And now it's almost become kind of a rolling joke, I think, with them. So
yeah, it is. Really...
I just don't watch them, but yeah, I saw the Vision Pro. It's pretty cool.
It is, but it's a rich man's toy, isn't it?
Well. So more than that, it's a development device. That's for devs. Okay, it's like
big time. Yeah,
when PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 3, right? They would release development kits to software devs, right? Game makers, and they would give them a $4,000 PlayStation that had all the hardware and all the stuff and all the and that's what you could buy a PS3 or a PS4 dev unit. If you can find one, they'll sell it to you. It'll cost you about $5,000. So the Vision it's a development kit. It's a dev kit. It's what it is. It's not. I mean, if you want to spend $3,500, you could buy a HoloLens too. They were pretty expensive. You could buy a HoloLens, but they're not for commercial. That's just Apple showing you what they're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah. That's what it is. If you want to spend $3,500 on it, go right ahead. That's fine. But it's not. A
lot of people want to.
Well, of course, because again, Apple really doesn't do that very often. PlayStation's done it, Microsoft's done it with the HoloLens, they've done it with Xbox, right? There are development kits, right? And that's what this is. And of course, because it's an Apple thing, and they priced it not because they want to sell it to consumers. That's literally what a dev kit's going to cost. But also Apple realizes that it's going to generate a lot of buzz. It's going to be super exciting. I mean, hell, it was on regular television news.
Oh yeah,
like it was reported like a regular news event. They never do that for anything else, and that's another reason why I think it's really kind of we're seeing that technological shift. Right, it's clearly obvious that if Apple does something, it gets in the mainstream media, at least in the United States. I don't know about in the UK, in Europe, Japan, Asia, maybe not. I don't know, but in the United States, I saw that on regular news broadcasts, like Today Show and. It wasn't just tech outlets. It was literally legitimate news outlets. We're talking about this Vision.
My question to you though, Sam, right? If you was given one for free, can you see yourself using it much?
Really, all that depends on the software and what's available.
Yeah.
If it's got some, I don't have, that's why I don't have a PlayStation 5. I don't have an Oculus. It's just not don't play games like that. I don't have a whole lot of time.
No.
And when I do, I'm playing regular games or I'm doing stuff around the house, or I don't. Again, I don't play games like that. I'm not saying that I wouldn't. I'd be nice to I would like to have an HTC Vive. Those things aren't cheap. Those are pretty expensive for a good one. They're $500 to $1,000, $1,500. They're not cheap. I don't know. I'm just not a VR headset AR kind of gamer. I just am not.
No, I'm not. Yeah, I get the why people are interested in it, but
it's
not for me. Not for me.
If you're a tech person, you can't not be interested. It's really cool.
I'd like to have a go. I'd love to have a go of it, but I wouldn't be interested in actually owning one because it would just like my PS4, it would just gather dust.
Right. It just sits there. Yeah, it is. It is. Who knows? I'm just glad that they're doing stuff, and I do like the design of it because it kind of reminds me of like ski goggles. Like if you're going like alpine skiing, it kind of has that kind of look. Which I guess if you're thinking about it, it's a better look than a HoloLens. I mean, HoloLens is kind of a bulky. It's very kind of has a unique look. It's really not, and it's heavy. I mean that one doesn't.
Yeah, I was going to get onto that. Like with the build being metal and that glass. That's a premium device. Obviously, that's what they're going for. But there's a reason why other ones are plastic.
Well, yeah, and I don't think it isn't really made to be worn for more than an hour or so at a time, right? We're at 3 hours a day.
I don't know because they pitched it how you could watch a film like in your front room. And obviously, that's going to be quite a lengthy time, but
I mean, movies are anywhere 90 minutes to 2 hours. I guess you could take a break.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I remember the cool part, and I had a Note 5, and I had that little cardboard thing, the Google Cardboard.
Oh, yeah.
And it was pretty cool because they had a thing where it was a Saturday Night Live episode, but they had taped it where you could see the whole like audience, so you could kind of look around and see that you were, you could see the audience on the stage. That was pretty cool. I have to admit, there was a couple of different like applications for that were kind of neat. Like it was neat watching a Saturday Night Live skit, like you were sitting in the audience at 30 Rock. That was kind of cool. Like
for a concert or for sport. Imagine watching like the World Cup final with one of them bad boys. It'd be pretty cool. Like feeling the crowd, because that's what you miss watching it on telly.
Right, and I think if you can get an immersive experience like that, I think that's kind of cool. Like, it'd be pretty cool. And Aditya's in the chat, our man. Yeah, battery lasts about 2.5 hours. Well, there you go. I mean, then you basically charge it up, wear it till it dies, and take it off, and that's probably right when you're starting to get some fatigue going on. So maybe it's on purpose.
The whole pinch thing's awesome though. How it's controlled with a little pinch.
Yeah, I do like. Although I did have a chance to actually test out a HoloLens at a Microsoft store. It was pretty cool. It was cool. Like you would have gestures like that, and you would actually do those kinds of gestures and stuff like that. It was pretty cool. I had to admit, I really liked it, and I'm excited for it. I obviously again. $3,500. Clearly, it's not consumer facing. That's really it's a dev kit, and that's fine. But it's cool.
It is cool, yeah.
And maybe at some point they refine it, get some software, and develop it. Developers make software, and maybe in a couple of years they do have a $1,800 or $2,000 version that's consumer facing, that's improved over the dev kit and offers some different stuff. I think that will be. I mean, considering the buzz it's gotten, I think Apple would probably want to do something with it. Maybe not make a lot of them.
Yeah.
Maybe.
It's crazy how much tech's gone into it.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
It is wild, yeah. It's
so
got two 4K screens in the inside, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm in. I'm like I said, I like, and again, and I mentioned this on Kimmy's stream last night, the members only stream. If Apple made a foldable, I would buy one. That would probably get me to use get back into iOS, at least using a device. I might not daily drive it. I may not give up Android altogether, but I would use an iOS foldable if it had the software was pretty good on it. I'd like to give it a try.
Not for me. I'm not anti-Apple. I just don't like iOS. So
yeah. Well, and who knows? Maybe because they have it on a foldable, maybe they do some changes to it. Maybe they have some features specifically for a foldable. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, you never know. You never know. I wouldn't mind a Pixel Fold to play with, but I'm not going to do it.
I don't have the money to buy it straight up, and I don't have trade-ins to do it. And on top of that, I'm trying to clear all the 18, like my carrier, like installments. I'm trying to get rid of all those. It's just it makes my phone bill just too high. It's just
you've got a new device, though, haven't you?
Yeah. Well, I sold the Moto one because I wanted to have a Pixel. So, and I had sold my Pixel 7 to a coworker who had a 3A that he broke the screen and it was old. So I went and I picked up a Pixel.
Bye Moto.
Bye Moto. And the only thing and it's the same shtick with Moto, right? It was like, I bought it on April 7th. I did the first update. It updated to a February security patch, and that was the last update I got before I sold it.
And that's the last you'll ever get.
That's probably the last ever. And that's not an old phone. That's literally it's a Moto Edge Plus 22.
It's very disappointing, really disappointing.
It's really kind of ridiculous. I mean, and again, I don't sideload a lot of apps on that device specifically. I'm sure a February security patch is fine, but I mean, hell, my P30 has a more up-to-date security patch on it.
That's ridiculous.
And that phone's what, 4 years old or 3 years old or something?
That's absolutely ridiculous.
It's just stupid, man. It's like, come on. I mean, it's and I realize that they do it bi-monthly, but okay, well that's fine. But what happened to May? February. You would think May, right? Late May, early June.
It's the things I like Moto devices, but
I love them.
But it's just their support is just so poor. Piss poor. It's just I couldn't go there.
And I'll tell you that 144 hertz refresh is pretty. It's cool. Like it's a beautiful screen. I love the gestures, the double chop for the camera. Yeah. I mean, for the light and the twist for the camera. Moto gestures never get old. It's some of the coolest stuff ever.
So what's more up to date, the Moto or the Duo you've got?
The Duo. The Duo's on my Duo's on a basic. I mean, it's like whatever, man. I mean, and Duo and the first Duo is 3 months from going end of life as far as service. It's almost 3 years old now.
So they've even lost out to Microsoft with updates. That's right. Poor Moto. Come on.
And Microsoft's not going to do anything with it. Did I see Hugh Jeffrey's video on the Vision Pro? Ask some pointed questions about how this is being marketed as an alternative to social interaction. Yeah. I don't know. Of course, that's gonna resonate to younger people because I'm afraid that's probably where we're gonna go. Right, we're going to have less and less social interaction and more. And Matt and I'm not reading a book because I don't read books because it makes me fall asleep. But I do have Audible, and this is not a plug for Audible. I'm saying get whatever you want. But I've been listening to this book, and it's called. I gotta sign in. I haven't signed into everything on my Pixel yet. It's about the future and stuff like that. It's really kind of a fascinating book, and I like Audible because a lot of times it's read by the author, which I think is kind of cool. Plus, I can actually listen on my way to work, and It's called The Skeptic's Guide to the Universe.
Okay. Sounds good to me.
Actually, A Skeptic's Guide to the Future. So it's by Dr. Stephen Novella and his brother, and they talk about not only about the future, but how we conceptualize, and they're talking about all sorts of stuff between AI, cars, tech, generally about how we think things are going to develop and how they don't really develop that way, and how things are, like the Segway was supposed to be like the most cutting edge personal transportation device, and it basically went nowhere, right? And then, so it's a really fascinating book. They talk about that, in the 50 to 100 year time frame. What is this war going to look like? And I think a lot of it's going to be stuff like this. It's you won't travel to Paris. You'll put on a headset and you'll have a virtual reality or an AR version of Paris with sites, and you can look around.
Yeah, you can imagine it taking over teams, like being in a boardroom.
Oh well, yeah, and then on top of that too, they have other things where they have, I won't come visit you in the UK. You'll actually have a space where I'll visit. You'll have a room that's created for yourself, and I'll actually dial into that room. So I'll actually sit there and have coffee with you here at my house, but in your house that you have structured in an AR environment. I think that's kind of what it's going to be.
But there's always the fear that someone who hates their real life so much, they latch onto that artificial life they've got. I mean, that can easily happen with quite a few people.
And, of course, Aditya comes in with the hot takes about me being old. I wrote the dictionary. It basically says every book is just a remix of the dictionary. That's true. I never thought of it that way. It is.
Remix of the dictionary. I guess very good.
That's pretty good. And
that's why
Mike's
I don't
read.
read.
Hey, Mike, how you been, man? What's up, my guy? Checking in from Manchester.
Yeah, he's back in Manchester now.
All right, cool. Yeah, I know he was visiting family, and it was good. Looks like he had a good time. So he's back home in the UK. So that's all good.
No, because he moved to London, but now he's back in Manchester.
Oh, okay. Does he? Oh, he lives in
London?
London's
so damn expensive.
Right.
Really expensive. So don't blame him.
Yeah. Manchester's what, like a suburb, I guess? How far is Manchester from
Manchester's
London?
a big city. Oh, it's up north.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's a big city. Manchester, yeah.
About how far? How long does it take to get there if you're driving from your house?
Oh, ages.
Oh, it was like really
hours. Yeah. 3 hours, maybe.
Oh, wow.
I think.
Well, hell,
I'm
the UK's not that big.
Like
that might be. I wonder if you drive from the tip of Northern
maybe
Ireland
more.
all the way to the coast.
Maybe more actually.
So how long do you think it'd be from driving from Northern Ireland, the top of that, all the way to the cliffs of Dover? Probably. What,
I'm rubbish at stuff like this.
8 hours.
Maybe longer. I think.
Well, traffic, right?
Yeah. It depends what time you go.
Yeah.
If you went flat out.
Yeah, he says 2.5 hours by train. Okay, big city, but lots of quiet suburban areas too. Okay, that's cool. Yeah. They have a champion football squad, right? Manchester.
Well, yeah, they've got two good teams, haven't they? They've got Manchester United and Man City.
That's cool.
Man City's just won the treble.
Yep.
Yeah, actually, I went to watch that at the pub last night. I didn't watch it though, so we went on the pool table, started playing pool.
Coast to coast.
And somehow I managed to stay on for a little while, even though I'm rubbish.
Yep.
You any good at pool?
Yeah, I'm okay. I have my own pool table downstairs. I don't play it as much as I should, owning my own pool table. But yeah, I haven't played in a while. But yeah, I'm okay. I'd say I'm decent. I mean, I can carry my own. I'm definitely not a shark, but I'm definitely not a newbie either.
What type of pool have you got though?
Just a regular 8-ball. Yeah, it's a regular 8-ball table.
Yeah.
I know my buddy had a snooker table. That was kind of cool. But yeah,
we have like the reds and yellows, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
UK pool.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I mean, it came with the house. I mean, I didn't buy it outright. Well, the person tried to sell it to me for $1,500, and I was like, "No, you can just go ahead and take it with you." And they're like, "Well, we don't want to move it." I'm like, "Well, I'm not buying it. You can come get it and whatever."
You can leave it or you can take it. It's up to you.
You can take it, but like I said, when I close in the house, if it's there, it's mine. And they basically just said, "Screw it." They just let it go. It's a nice table. It's an A.E. Schmidt. It's a pretty good table.
You played the game well there.
It's about a $2,500 table. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I wasn't paying for it. I'm not that stupid. No, you don't ever pay for a pool table in a house you're buying. If it's already there. And the funny thing is they try to sell it. I'm like, I'm not buying a pool table. I don't even play pool. You can take it out of here.
Yeah.
They're like, no, okay, how about $500? I was like, no.
No. Yeah, you can have it, mate. Just
and they just basically wrote it into the contract and says it just comes to the house. I was like, that's full. I mean, honestly, I didn't care because, I mean, it's not like I wanted a pool table. I didn't have one at my old house either. I could have had one. I could have bought one. I did.
Yeah. It's nice to have.
Yeah. How long? I'm assuming coast to coast U.S. Probably taking 3 days. Driving 18 hours a day, probably. From Los Angeles to New York. In a car? Yeah, that's a long way, dude. That's a long way. I mean, I think the United States, I don't know how it is from coast to coast. What's the distance? I mean, let's find out. Distance from LA.
Oh, Sam, I was proud of my little one today, Saoirse. Right, we took her to the cinema first time, and she sat through the film. She was good.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it was a test though. We paid for a cheap film that I've already seen it. In fact, it's called Onward.
Okay.
Yeah, and she was really good. She's a really good girl. Sat through it all.
Wow, she's getting older. That's
she's getting older. She's getting too old. Quick.
According to this, it's 1 day, 13 hours, and that's I guess if you drove straight through. It's 2,710 miles from LA to New York. So
forget that.
2,700 miles. Good luck to you. Yeah.
I would not be interested in doing that.
United States. Yep. 2,700, mate. So I mean, well, I don't know. Maybe you go from like Washington to like Maine. Maybe that's different. I don't know. It's about 3,000 miles wide. Kind of how depending on you do it. So yeah, take her to the Mario movie. I heard it was pretty good. Super Mario Bros. Movie. I heard it was pretty good.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't
I
mind
saw the
seeing that.
preview of it, and I was like, I'd actually go watch that. My wife's like, really? I go, yeah, it looks pretty cool. I mean, I grew up on that game. That was like, that was one of my original video games, and I was like, I was 10 years old when I was able to get. Well, I was 11 when I got.
I know what your preference is, though, Sam. The Barbie movie, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Everyone loves Barbie.
Yeah, everyone loves Barbie. Yeah.
Barbie is hot.
Yeah, absolutely. And Scoop drove the I-90 from Seattle to Boston. There you go. So that's not exactly that's not down the street. That's a pretty decent distance. So Edgar Martinez drive at T-Mobile Park, and ends at Teddy Williams drive at Boston. That's funny. That's pretty cool. I like that. So and the problem is Joe's gonna who the fuck are any of these two?
Yeah. Yeah.
So Edgar Martinez, probably I would make the argument is probably the best DH or hitter in the last 25 years, as far as in the American League. He was a really, really good hitter. And Ted Williams is Ted Williams. He's probably the most famous baseball player, probably the most top 10 famous baseball players in the history of and played for the Red Sox. So and believe it or not, a lot of people in Boston between the ages of 50 and 70 are named Ted. That's a thing.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, that's a thing. They're huge there. Huge. I would say Edgar Martinez is probably one of the most clutch DHs. So you don't know what a DH is. So okay.
A dickhead.
So yeah, a dickhead. So in the American, so there's two leagues in Major League Baseball, right? The National League where the Cardinals play, and the American League where the Chicago White Sox and the Seattle Mariners play. So there's two leagues, but the problem is they were different in one major way. So in the National League, the pitchers hit. Right, they were part of the batting lineup. They were usually Okay. Well, the American League, they had what's called the designated hitter. So in the American League, pitchers didn't hit. They had a player who all he does was hit. He didn't play the field. It wasn't a field position. He basically
specialized in just
it was just a hit.
Smashing the ball. And
so what happened was a lot of players, especially good hitters as they got older, who couldn't play the field anymore, but really were good hitters. Another example, and he'll know what I'm talking about, is Eddie Murray was another famous DH, right? So he would, and so players would leave the National League and go to the American League and maybe play 3 or 4 more years and be good hitters. And Edgar Martinez could just rake. I mean, there was just no doubt about it. Edgar Martinez is probably one of the greatest, just clutch hitting DHs that I've ever seen. So it's no surprise. And he played for Seattle for a long, long time. I might have been his whole.
So that would open it up for different body shapes. You could have a real fat guy. It's just a hitter.
Man, there was a guy, and there was a guy that used to play for the White Sox when I was a kid. His name was Greg Luzinski. Big fat guy, could not catch, couldn't throw shit, could not run. Big, goofy looking dude, but he could hit a ton. He can hit.
He lumped it.
It was just that's all he was. He was a DH for the White Sox, and he was terribly. He shouldn't even be.
Did he shout "Have it" every time he hit it?
Oi, oi! Yeah, right now. Yeah, but so yeah. I mean, they were good, yeah, and they were just So, well, anyways, now in baseball, the National League finally adopted the DH. So now both leagues have it, and I'm not 100. I'm kind of happy about it because, as a baseball purist, right, the DH was kind of like looked at upon as like cheating, right? It was like, oh, the pitchers have to hit, and there were pitchers who could hit, right? But the problem is it eventually just got to be, it was like they should have the same league with the same rules. So eventually,
I think.
This year they decided. Well, last year they went to the American League and the National League. Both now have the designated hitter, so I'm okay with it. At first, I thought I'd hate it. There was some strategy about taking the pitcher out and then switching players out, because they had to hit certain parts in the lineup. It's complicated, but
I think it makes sense. So, like, if you think about any other sport,
why have two different rules? I mean, it shouldn't be two different leagues that have two different rule sets, right? It's just not.
Plus, why would a striker play in defense if he's a striker?
Right. Well, I mean, don't they have like a? Well, I thought the striker can float anywhere, right? Or is it pretty much?
Yeah, they can. Yeah, they can.
But they don't really play on defense unless they have to, right?
Yeah, well, it doesn't normally happen, no. Although there's been occasions where goalkeepers got injured, right? And they've done all their subs, so someone outfield has to go in goal. It's quite funny when that happens.
Yeah, they're not
because obviously they're shocking. Yeah, they're shocking.
No,
and the crowd just go shoo, shoo.
there you got some Muppet in the goal. Right. Yeah. So
just like that, Sam. Yeah.
So it's funny how it's Edgar Martinez driving Seattle, right, and then Ted Williams and that's pretty cool. Yeah, and I haven't been to Seattle in my life, but I'd like to go someday. But I have been to Boston a bunch of times, and there is Ted Williams. I know where Ted Williams Drive is. I've been to game at Fenway, as a matter of fact. So it's all good.
Going.
Yeah, it's all.
I need to come to the US at some point in my life.
You'll have a good time, and especially if you bring the little ones. It's all good, man.
Yeah, little one.
Little one. Well, bring somebody else's kid. Bring a neighbor's kid.
That sounds so wrong. Just bring a random kid.
Hey, kid, you want to come with us? Sure, no problem. We'll bring cookies. Yeah. Okay, I'll go. Where are we going? United States. All right. I've always wanted to go. Now, but that'd be good. You guys have a good time, man. I mean,
I'd love it.
There's a lot of good stuff going on.
Do you know what I had for lunch today? TGI Fridays.
Oh my God, they have TGI Fridays.
I love it. I love their sauce.
Okay.
You're not a fan?
It's not okay. It's not that I'm not a fan, but there's so many restaurants like that, like Applebee's, TGI. There's so many of those kind of restaurants in the United States. It's. I guess if you want to get kind of anything, it's not bad. Again, it's not bad. When every time I eat at TGI Fridays, it feels like I've settled. It's like, well, I don't really know, and I don't really know if
that's what I mean. That's why we had it for lunch. Yeah.
It's just it's okay. Like I said, I don't just it's fine. I just
it used to be called Jack Daniel's sauce, but now it's called their their classic sauce. I think it's called now, or something like that.
Well, I think they still call it Jack Daniel's sauce in the United States. Maybe they changed.
They don't hear. They don't hear anymore.
Well, I guess do people really drink Jack Daniel's in the U.S.? I in the UK. I really don't.
Yeah. Yeah, big time. It's massive. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why they would change the name, other than they just want to kind of rebrand it a little bit. I don't know. Yeah, it's cool. It's okay. Like I said, again, I don't dislike it. I've had some decent meals there, but it's never anything to write home about. It's always just kind of like, it's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. Fancy fast food joint, isn't it? It's not a.
Yeah, it's just it's not a full real restaurant kind of experience, and it's not really a fast food joint. It's kind of a little bit of both. Yeah,
it's a mixture.
It's like I said, it's fine. I just can't believe they had. I mean, I would figure they'd have Applebee's. I figure that was probably pretty popular around the world. But man, I was like TGI Fridays too. Oh, sorry about that, man. We really should.
This one's going to get a Deecher going, right? Have you ever had Five Guys?
Oh man, I have, and the burgers are good. It's just I'm sorry, there is no way it should cost that much.
Yep.
I'm sorry, I don't know about maybe in the UK it's not, but in the United States,
no, it's a bit pricier. Yeah,
expensive as fuck all.
They are nice though.
So here's I'm gonna see if I can do this. So I don't know if I can do this. Share or present. Share screen. Window. Yep.
Deecher.
There you go. Yeah. There I am. In Fenway. This is in 2016.
Need to edit that and lift up them shadows, mate.
Well, I mean, your face. It was taken on an iPhone, as you can see by the file name, and it was taken in 2016. And it wasn't great.
I like that shirt, man. I like that shirt a lot.
I wore that to the game, by the way. And on the back it says Sam Usual, which was kind of cool. And that's
a nice shirt, that one. You still got it?
Yeah, it's upstairs. Yep, I still have it. Yeah, it's pretty fun. It's a good time. And I had
a good time. Looks like Silky.
And it's kind of I was wearing a red Cardinals kind of like I don't know what you want to call it. It was kind of like it's like an undershirt kind of thing going on. And then I got some pretty decent pictures of the park and stuff, and as I was walking up there. So I mean, I went in.
What took that picture?
It was an iPhone at the time. That's what I had on me at the time. It was this is 2016, so this is quite a while ago.
Just show you how much it's moved on from there to now.
Oh yeah,
because it's been better exposed now than most cameras.
And then let's see. Oh, I didn't do that. Let's see. Present, share. I'm not great at doing this because I don't do this very often. So yeah,
we should do it more often. I like it. Keep sharing.
Yeah. See. So gate B, that's Ipswich, that's Van Ness and Ipswich. That's where it intersects right there, and that's where I went in. And then you got like Ted Williams and all that. That's all those little statues right there. And of course,
That's what I was just literally about to say. Who are the statues?
Yeah, such as I think it's Ted Williams. I think it's Ted Williams. I think it's Jastrzemski, Ted Williams, and I don't know the third player. I didn't take it. I didn't get, but it just happened to be where I went in to the gate. And then this is from my seat. So this is the monster on the left.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And then this is and I'm telling you, this is not a big park. If it looks on TV, the monster looks really tall. It's only 27 feet high. It's not very big. And then but if you notice my seat, I'm facing this is called a warning track. So when this is for fielders who would be running, and then they get to this dirt, it tells them, hey, the wall's coming up. So every baseball park has got this thing called the warning track. So anyway, your seat actually doesn't face home plate. It doesn't face this way. So this is down the line, right? And this is Pesky's pole, this big, huge pole. It's a foul pole, right? So everything to the left is foul, anything to the right is in play. So that's called Pesky's pole. Pesky's pole. And so this is my seat. But if you see where the seats right here, they're not facing home plate where the plays are happening. They're facing the warning track. It's really bizarre. So you have to kind of sit at like a 45-degree angle. It's weird. It's weird. It's old. This park was built in 1915. It's old as hell, but it's cool as hell. I mean, I had a good time. And then of course, nighttime, David Ortiz.
Sam, it doesn't matter when it was built. Surely they always wanted to face the game. Right.
Again, in St. Louis, there's no seats that face the warning track. When you sit out there, it just, you know what I mean? It's like, it's weird. Again, I had a good time. It's a lot of fun. And then near where I worked, they had a food truck.
Turf looks great.
Yeah, it's nice. And they had a food truck called Cookie Monster. Right. It's pretty cool.
I love cookies.
Yeah, it's a good time. So, this is just, Faneuil Hall. There's a lot of good stuff here. It's
that Christmas?
No, it was just regular. I went there in October.
Oh, it looks quite festive, doesn't it?
Yeah. This is Faneuil Hall. So it's kind of it's cool. It's a really neat place to go. I love Boston. It was a lot of fun. And so I walked around and took a lot of pictures, and of course there's a lot of history with, obviously Boston Massacre and all that kind of stuff, and took some pictures and walked around the city, and it was good times. Man, it was a lot of fun. So anyway, there you go. So
yeah, I'd love to go to a baseball game. Yeah. Get me a hot dog.
Oh, yeah. See, Michael Corcoran. That's Fenway for you, the entire right field. Yeah, it's weird. It's just like it. And then another thing that happens in Boston is they really yell at the players. Like a lot. Like they razz the shit out. Yeah, it's bad. Like they make fun.
What, the opposition, you mean?
Oh, yeah. It's bad. Oh, it's bad.
Do you have like parts of the stadium that's like the Ultras?
Yeah. So, yeah. It was built in 1912. Yeah. And then they have seats, and I swear to God, they have a seat. So behind where I was sitting, they have like what holds up the upper deck, right? It's those big metal poles, right? It's just the support beams. Mm-hmm. There's a seat behind the beam, like literally you're behind this big ass pole, and they're called obstructive view seats.
Obstructive view seats, yeah, right. They suck, man.
And right, and but they're like half off. They're like half the price. So I guess people were sitting there, and I guess you have to like do this. I don't know. They had ObView, which is weird. I was like, no, I'd paid like $80 for that seat, but it was a good time. I had a lot of fun. If you're a baseball fan,
you just imagine, right, a dude sitting in that chair, right, but then he has a Vision Pro on.
Right. It's like, I'll just watch the game. I can see.
He feels the atmosphere around him, but he's got a Vision Pro on.
Oh yeah. So it's a fun time. And if you're a baseball fan, if you're a baseball fan, you have to go, and that's right, JoJo. What are you, some kind of knock? Are you a knock? Yeah, it's a narc. That's fine. Yeah. So, it's a good place. It's good food, a lot of fun. Although you can't get good barbecue in Boston. It's not very there. And also, they have pub pizza, like pizza in like bars. It's okay. It's not. Yeah. It's okay. But
can you drink in the stadiums?
Oh, yeah. They had beer and stuff like that. It was really neat. I just walked around like halfway through the game. I just took an inning and I just kind of walked around and looked at the stadium. It's awesome. If you're a baseball fan, you have to go check it out. It's really, really cool. I love Fenway Park. I could see myself going to games in Boston and being a season ticket holder and really enjoying it. It's a lot of fun. But it's a different environment than St. Louis. Like Boston baseball fans are about the emotion of baseball. right? They're like party and fun, and they don't really care about the game per se. They're really not into stats in the game. They're more about the camaraderie and the drinking and having fun with your friends. Cardinals fans are very much into statistics and baseball and numbers and OP, like on base percentages and shit like that. Cardinal fans are a lot more cerebral about baseball itself. Red Sox fans are more about the enjoyment of the game, and I like them both. It's kind of a different way to approach it.
Yeah, I was going to say I'd like to have a good mix of both of that. Really.
Yeah, and they did put seats on top of the Monster, and I could have bought seats on top of the Monster, but I didn't want to sit up that high. It was just weird to me. I wanted to sit as close as I could at the, and get a good experience, and be surrounded by fans and all that shit. It was a great time. It was probably one of the best times I ever had at a baseball game.
Talking of sitting up high, I've been to the new camp, and the top seats are really high up.
Like on top of the roof, kind of.
It feels that way, yeah. Like it's not the best view.
At least they're least expensive seats.
I don't know. I did a stadium tour, so I just got to see the stadium.
I think pretty cool though. Red, I believe the seat. I don't know if I have a picture of my seat. I think I do. I thought the seats were red. I don't have a great. I don't know. I have to look. I have to look at the pictures I have because I'm not sure. I thought they were red. I can't remember now that Michael's asking about the seat colors. I'm pretty sure they were red. Wait, hold on. This is going to be my best chance. Yeah, they were red. So here's where. So this is where I was sitting. So I didn't even think about it, but yeah. So yeah, see the seats right here? They're red. Red seats.
I can just about tell.
Yeah, like I said again, not. Unfortunately, I didn't. This was yeah. So
my hay fever's killing me though. Oh, I tell you, it's not nice. Someone told me I should have local honey. I should really try that.
Well, I love this question because I don't think there's such thing as a baseball chant. And if there were, UK football chants are the greatest thing culturally that the UK has probably ever produced. They're awesome. They're so good. I've listened to them. They're hilarious.
They are fun.
Yeah, there's no such thing as chants in baseball. I mean, they cheer and the closest thing to a chant, at least at Fenway, in the eighth inning, at the bottom of the eighth inning, they sing "Sweet Caroline" by Neil Diamond.
That's pretty cool.
I had no idea. I don't know why it started. I'm sure Michael Corcoran probably knows the history of it. Oh yeah, it's great. The whole stadium, and it's not just like a couple people singing. No. The whole stadium.
Yeah.
The song. Oh yeah, it's great.
It's a good one to sing. Yeah, it's a good song.
That's a great one to sing. Hey, Matt's in the chat. Hello,
hey, Purposely Gaming, check him out.
Yeah. So I was about 6 rows up from the field. I mean, it was really good seats. Like it was really cool. Fenway Park, Yankees suck, and Cheetah Swallows. Yeah. And that day there was the guy playing right field they were playing the Devil Rays or Tampa Bay Rays, and his name was Steven Souza Jr. And we're going, Souza the loser. You suck, Souza, you loser. They were yelling at him the whole time. So it was, it was great.
Nice.
There's always the wave, but the waves. First of all, the wave is totally lame. I hate
Mexican wave.
Yeah, I hate it. And there's no chance. There's no, there's really no chance. And baseball's not like that. There's really not that in not American football either. I don't think there are. It's just that's
Mexican wave's all right.
No, it's
a bit of fun, isn't it?
Oh yeah, Boston, dude. If
you're that guy that everyone's doing a Mexican wave, you just sit there like that, don't you?
Yeah.
Everyone's going, hey, and you're like that.
Like, what's wrong?
I don't like a Mexican wave.
Yeah, donut. Yeah. Anyway, so but no, yeah, Boston. If you're an opposing player, man, you're gonna get fucked with. It's bad. They are bad news, man. And Torrey Hunter, who was a center fielder for the Twins, used to always say he hated playing in Boston because they would yell racial shit at him. And then I was like, I never believed that. And I was like, nah, come on. And then I went there. I was like, yeah. Okay.
Nah, it's not on, man. It's not on.
I could see that. I mean, that's not, anyway, I'm just saying, but Boston fans are very hard against players. And they're close enough where they can hear you. I know they can. And I know that guy could hear them call him loser. Oh, yeah.
No space for racism, no, man.
No. And then on top of that, yeah, but I'm just saying that they let them have it. And that's something that doesn't happen in St. Louis. They don't. Even players we hate, they don't do that.
So, say you're in a pub after the game. Are Boston fans nice then, or are they?
Yeah, they're pretty cool. And now I will tell you, I was wearing a Cardinals jersey. So, and remember, the Cardinals had lost to the Red Sox in a World Series a couple times by then. So they're okay because I think they understand that Cardinals fans are kind of really into baseball. You know what I mean? There's respect.
Yeah.
If I were in a Yankees jersey, no chance. I would have been fucked with mercilessly. They hate the Yankees there. The Yankees and the Red Sox.
When you say fucked with, do you mean like a bit of banter, or do you mean?
No,
like...
they would have. I probably would have got my ass kicked if I got.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it would have been bad. They do not like Yankees fans at all. They don't like the Yankees at all. I mean, in Boston and the Yankees, they hate each other. It's actual hatred. There's not even like rivalry.
There's a lot of history there, isn't there? So
a lot of history, but the problem is the Red Sox have always gotten their ass kicked. So it's like, the Yankees have 24 World Series. The Red Sox have 4. That's not a rivalry. That's an ass kicking. So
that is an ass kicking, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, there's generally, from what I can tell, there's general hatred.
Do you know what? We've said about Manchester United and Man City. Until Man City had their money more recently, they were rubbish.
Right.
They were really rubbish.
I think that's with any team. I think it's with any sport right now. Look what happens in golf. Like I said, now Live Golf and the PGA.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Uh-huh. Oh, well, I guess. Human rights is a thing until you throw a couple $100 million after it. Then it's like, oh well, it's whatever. There's
a lot of questionable things like that happening in sport at the moment.
Just like anything else. I mean, especially when you don't have now in other leagues, they have salary caps, right? So you can only spend. I think that's what baseball needs is a salary cap.
How about Messi going to Miami? Actually,
I thought it was pretty cool. I know a lot of people freaked out. I think it's awesome. I mean,
it's brilliant.
But isn't that what they all do? Beckham came and played for the Galaxy, right? And
Messi could have went Saudi, couldn't he? It was big money being offered, but he chose for family reasons Miami. It makes sense. Like the commercial side of it's good for him. It's better for his family. Spanish speaking.
Yeah, he didn't want to move to Saudi Arabia. He didn't want to be part of that. And he doesn't
totally makes sense.
Lionel Messi. He could do whatever he wants in football.
He could do whatever he wants. He's a legend. Right.
I mean, so I think it's cool. And although I would have liked to have it maybe 10 years ago in MLS, but I realized that's not how it works, right?
Well, that's the goal. That's the goal, isn't it? To try and get players in their prime going forward eventually.
But why would you want to do that when you know that the best footballers are in the EPL?
Well, at the moment,
it's not even close. I mean, I think MLS is getting a lot better. I think it's competitive-ish. But I think. It's hard to get them to want to play.
Yeah, some players are driven by money. They're not bothered about being in the best league. Some players are driven by money. It's just a job for them. So,
and then Sean P is a Yankees fan, and he agrees with me because I've done my homework, and I'm telling you, they hate each other. They hate Boston Red Sox fans in New York. Yeah, it's bad. Like I said, even if I were a Yankees fan, I would just wear a regular shirt. Or I would actually, if I was a Yankees fan, I would wear a boxer. I almost bought a Boston Red Sox T-shirt, just because I didn't want to really be disruptive. But it was cool because a lady came up to me and said that she used to watch Stan Musial play at the Polo Grounds when she was a kid. She actually grew up in St. Louis, and so she was like a teenager. So it was kind of cool. I mean, it was neat. I had a good time. I sat next to a guy named Ted. Obviously, he was in the 60s, and people were really nice. I mean, I actually had a good time. People in Boston and I went to a pub across the street out on there's a row on that back road. There's a bunch of bars and stuff. I went and had a couple of beers. It was pretty cool. It was a good time. I mean, people were very nice to me there. I had a good time in Boston, especially at the Red Sox game. It was a lot of fun. So we'll see. But yeah, Miami. Yeah, Miami is the closest thing you can. Miami is not even an American city anymore to me. It's pretty much a Cuban, which is awesome. It's a blast. I've been there a couple of times. That place is incredibly energetic and fun. But it's not exactly the safest place in the world, but neither is St. Louis, so who knows. But I've been to Miami. It's a lot of fun. And I'll tell you, I'm all in on the food, man. Oh, fucking food's so good. Love it.
I bet.
Cuban food, Puerto Rican food, forget it. Love it. It's all good. Yeah, I mean, so we'll see.
So, but Miami, they're not in the same conference as you, are they?
I thought they're in the East. I don't know. I know who would know is Scoop. If he's in the chat, he'll know for sure.
Scoop will know, yeah.
Let's see, MLS, right? So
that could be your chance to see Messi, mate.
Well, if he comes, that's the problem is if he's in the other league, yeah. So St. Louis played the Galaxy and they drew 1-1 today. So and then Portland plays tonight against Dallas. Okay, so let's see what happens. I mean, we're good. I mean, so right now, Miami's dead last in the East, 5-12.
Sounds like they need Messi.
Yeah, they might, and of course, St. Louis is 1 point in the lead. They're leading the Western Conference by a point over Seattle, but Seattle's the better team. So
that's good though for your first season.
Yeah. I mean,
That's
Galaxy.
amazing.
Yeah, I mean, we're excited. I mean, in St. Louis, it's been huge, man. I'm telling you, it's been
Yeah, I bet.
it's been cool. And he said, yeah, Miami's in the East, and they're gonna play. Yeah, he should be there by July. So we'll see. I don't know if they do a lot of cross the schedules. I don't know. I don't think St. Louis.
They don't play friendlies. They don't have friendlies.
I don't really think they do. Let's see.
They have warm up matches. No.
Yeah, schedules. So we'll see. Schedules. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, it's. I'll tell you right now, it's been huge here in St. Louis. I mean, soccer or football has always been big in St. Louis. It's a really big city for that. But yeah, man, it's pretty cool. I mean, we're excited. I mean, I mean, they're selling out. It's crazy. I mean, and right now the Cardinals aren't doing very good, so that helps.
So everyone switched allegiance to the soccer.
Right? Yeah, they're on the soccer right now, but it's a lot of fun. They're really a pretty competitive team for a brand new for their inaugural season. Pretty good.
Ah, good stuff, mate. You need to get yourself down there.
I almost had a chance to go a couple of weeks ago, and I didn't get the tickets. They had them at work. They were doing 75. They were giving away, and you had to raffle. I didn't.
Man, you should have.
So, yeah, that'd be cool.
Next time.
I mean, yeah, they'll play friendlies. Yeah, Premier League teams. So we'll see.
Okay. Yeah.
It'll be cool. I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, I mean, I definitely would like to go this year for sure. I would definitely like to go to a match before the season ends, but probably won't. I probably won't have a chance to, so it's cool.
If Arsenal ever come to St. Louis, you got to go.
Oh, I will. If they come, if they actually play a friendly, yeah, I'll go. So they play Nashville next, Salt Lake and San Jose, and Colorado and Toronto FC, and oh wow, they do play Miami, July 15th.
Oh wow,
they're in Miami. I think it's in Miami.
In Miami though. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's in Miami. Damn it. Yeah, they do play him though. And by that time, Messi should be on staff. He should be there by then. So, no, I mean, wait a minute. This isn't. This is in St. Louis. Oh, if this match is in St. Louis and Messi's playing, I'm going to try to find a way to go.
Yeah, you're gonna have to, man. That'd be amazing to see him play live.
Yep. St. Louis at Miami. I think they're in St. Louis. Oh well, hell yeah! I'm gonna try to get tickets for that for sure. That'd be sweet.
That will go quick though.
Yeah, and I know I need to go to a proper match. I know
because Apple contributed towards getting Messi as well, didn't they?
Well, I mean, they have the all of them are on. You have to get the MLS season pass on Apple TV, and you can.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They own the rights to it, don't they? So
yeah, that's cool.
It makes sense. Makes sense for them to bring Messi over.
Yeah, they got apparently Man U's coming to Vegas in a few weeks. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I'll meet him, but I'll try. We'll see how it goes. But yeah,
Sam meets Messi.
Yeah, no joke.
Messi's going to be our next guest on the Nomad Tech Project.
Absolutely, we're gonna get him on here. And he's gonna
make it happen.
And he's gonna talk football. He's gonna let us know how awesome we are.
Can he speak English though? Can he?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I don't know if he can speak great English.
I don't care.
I don't know.
We barely speak comprehensive. We barely speak.
That's true. We don't. Yeah.
Right. I mean, we're just sitting there running our mouth about ridiculousness. I mean, but yeah.
Do you see the leaks on the 8 Pro camera?
Google, I mean, you were talking about that in the show, and I hadn't. So, kind of, what have you found out about the 8 Pro?
So
pretty interesting.
It looks like the ultra wide is getting a massive bump because it's basically having the sensor from the 7A, the 64 megapixel sensor. So that's quite a big bump for the ultra wide. The main is going to have the Gen 2, the Sammy Gen 2 sensor. So that should be pretty cool.
Yeah.
The telephoto looks like it's the same, but it's got a time of flight sensor as well.
Okay.
Which would be interesting. That helps with depth.
The question is, obviously, if you're not going to you can't afford, and you don't want to spend money on the Pixel Fold, but you'll probably get the 8 Pro, right?
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, for me, I like all the things. I thought about getting a OnePlus 11 to replace and try that out for a while, but the problem is, it's like I miss all those. I miss the live transcribe. I miss the music. The now playing. I miss all. I love that stuff. It's
I
stuff
love now playing.
once you start using it, you kind of miss doing it. And also, the updates don't help in the ability. But I mean, just good camera. I think the earpiece. I mean, phone quality sounds good. I always get good phone calls. I've had no problem with software. I mean, my 2 or 3 Pixels that I've had haven't had any bugs or major issues.
With your carrier, do you get visual voicemail?
Yeah, with AT&T. Yeah,
it's same. Because that's not many Android devices get that.
Yeah.
So that's nice as well. So little things like that, isn't it?
Yeah, I like using it. I just like, and I kind of prefer the size of the 7 and the 6. That's why I bought. I usually don't get the Pro models. But also, I didn't want to spend the extra $300. I mean, I don't take a lot of pictures, so the telephoto is like, it's okay. And I'm okay with 90 hertz, and I'm okay with the 6.3. Like this is a pretty solid. I mean, this works.
Most exciting thing for me is the 8 Pro being rumored to be flat.
Yep. And just JoJo, yes. If we get Messi on, JoJo is going to be our translator. So we're gonna have JoJo.
That's a deal. Brilliant. We'll make it happen.
We're gonna have her on. Absolutely. So that'll be kind of cool. We'll get that done. Well, we'll get that. Yeah, I want to get a Pixel Fold too, but I can't. It's just I can't spend $1,800, and I just don't want to. I don't want to burn an upgrade and pay $60 a month on AT&T for another $30.
So I could switch up to it maybe for a little while, because since I've had the Duo, I am interested in it. It's a Duo that's made me like that form factor.
Yeah, it'd be cool to see. But yeah, I mean, I figured the 8 Pro is going to be pretty awesome.
But actually, do you know what I want more? I want the Xperia 1 Mark V.
Yeah. Well, have you seen the thing about the Pro 2 with the 2?
Oh yeah, that looks crazy.
What do you think that's going to be? $2,500 when it launches?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind one of them. Definitely. Yeah. It's rumored to have. Is it going to have the dual layer sensor?
I don't know. I just saw the. I mean, it was Barry was talking about a little bit the other night. I
need to look it up. Yeah, I want to get the 1 Mark V definitely. I think.
It looks cool. I mean, I know people have been testing it out. I've really have liked it, but I think it's not until end of July. Is that what they said? End of July.
Yeah, end of July. I think you can pre-order it soon. I think XM5.
Best Buy sells them. You can get them at Best Buy in the United States. They're $13.99. You can pre-order it now. I think it said
you get XM5s headphones with it as well.
Yeah, I think they said it July 27th was the launch date. So
yeah, I think 27th. Yeah, from top of my head.
Yeah, be pretty good. We'll
see. You've seen the green version?
Oh yeah,
looks cool. Nice.
Yeah, it's sharp, man. I mean, the Sony is gonna be cool. It's gonna be.
I loved the 1 Mark IV. So, what I'm thinking is get that, and then that'll be my phone for a little while until the Pixel 8 Pro comes out.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, well, so good times, man. And then we get the back end of all this stuff. So stuff starts to launch in July. We'll have Techtober and all that kind of stuff, and it's going to be an interesting back half of 2023. I'm really looking forward to it. I like to see when people get the Pixel Fold and they really start to use it in that first 30 days and see. And I mean, honestly, I'll pick one up. I mean, I might wait 6 months because it'll probably be a little bit more affordable. Probably
that's the way to go.
And just kind of wait, and see how it goes. But like I said, I would like to have
gives Google time to iron out any issues as well.
Yeah, but I definitely would love to have it. If I could swing it, I would love to have it day one. I know Gigi said Kimmy's getting it, and I think somebody else is going to get it. I mean, it's going to be cool. And obviously, our buddy, our boss, Lenny, I know he'll have a Pixel Fold.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
And it'll have tons of videos on the Purposely Pixel YouTube channel too. So that'll be, if you want to see anything about the Pixel Fold, the Pixel 8 and 8 Pro that are coming up, or any of the other devices. He talks about the 7A and his time with that. Check it out, the Purposely Pixel YouTube channel. Go and subscribe to it. So some love. That's where this show is hosted. And also, it's a good time. He's going to be does a lot of good work over there. We really appreciate letting us kind of piggyback the channel. And then also, he's a super, super stand-up guy. So
he is indeed.
And now that I got a black, because I think I bought the white one before I sold it to my colleague at work, I got the Obsidian, but I don't really like the Obsidian, so I'm going to have to change the color, mate.
Yeah, do you know what you could do with that, though? Do you know what look nice?
I could paint it?
Yakuza, that skin would be lovely from extremeskins.co.uk.
Absolutely. Skin your shit. Hashtag skin your shit.
Your shit.
Absolutely. Get yourself a Yakuza, or if you're still looking for that peaches and cream, if that happens to work for you, check them out. Like I said, extremeskins.co.uk. They are our channel sponsor. They are a bunch of great mates and blokes and humans and all that kind of stuff over there. Great customer service. They deliver to the United States. I think I get mine in like maybe 10 days or so. Affordable prices and quality stuff, man.
They've always got deals going on. Always got deals going on.
Yeah, Wednesdays.
And if they haven't,
like they always got these. Let's buy one, get one on Wednesdays usually, right?
Yeah, and if you visit their site and there isn't a deal going on, just go to their site via Purposely Gaming's Twitter page, and he's got a discount on there.
Yep.
So
I still got my duo with my skin.
I like that color. I need to skin my duo, definitely.
Yeah, it's fantastic, man. I love it. It's great. I love it.
I just love that noise, when you close it.
Oh yeah, it never gets. Even if you get kind of mad, you're like, God darn it. Yeah,
I love it.
It's some great kit, man. It's great hardware. So yeah, go check them out. Extremeskins.co.uk and our Purposely Pixel YouTube channel.
Sam, we're going to announce who we've got next week.
So yes, we can talk about. So next week we will have. We're going to do an audio interview, so it will not be streamed. We'll have Ted Salmon from Phone Show Chat, so the partner to Steve Litchfield. So Ted's going to come on, but he doesn't really want to be on the audio, the video part of the show. So what we're going to do is we're going to meet with him at 2:00 and do an actual proper audio podcast. I will post that because that will not be streamed. That's just going to be recorded separately. And then we will do a stream that day. So at 3:00, we're going to have my daughter on.
It's going to be awesome, man. It's going to be awesome.
So Anna wants to come on the podcast. Now, to be fair, for everybody watching the show, either right now or listening, she's not really a tech person. She does have an iPhone because that's what she likes, because whatever. And she does play WoW. She plays World of Warcraft, but she's really not gonna. We're not gonna talk a lot of tech stuff. So it's if you're not interested in a real tech heavy show, you can duck out of that one, because it'll just be my daughter and me and Joe, and we'll talk about stories. I'm sure I'll come up. I'm sure I'll come up some point in there, and you'll kind of see that she's very much her father's daughter.
The guys are going to dig up any dirt they can.
Yeah. And so Anna wants to be on the show. So I told her
it's going to be awesome.
I said, yeah, let's do it. So so we'll have Ted Salmon come on. And I'm really looking forward to that, because I've been a Phone Chat fan for years, and
me too, massive fan.
Him and Ted Steve and Ted do such a great job talking about phones, and I think he's Welsh. He's from Wales, right?
Yeah, he's in Wales. Yeah, but their whole community they've built on their MeWe is fantastic.
Yeah, it's just and so we're looking forward to it, but also Ted's just not a big fan of being on camera. It's just not his thing. And so we said, absolutely, if you're willing to come on and do an audio version, so I'll take that audio, we'll rip that and upload it. So actually that week you'll actually have two shows. You'll have an audio with Ted, and we'll be talking.
You lucky buggers.
Yeah. And then Anna's then we'll do the actual live stream at 3:00, and then I'll have my daughter as our guest. So it'll be kind of fun. Yeah. And they're cool. Yeah, it'll be good. And like I said, I appreciate everybody. Yeah, I just want to tell everybody what's going on, because I realize that Anna is my daughter. I realize that's not going to be a very tech show. It's going to be a lot of fun. But if you want to learn, I'm sure there'll be funny stories about me. And if you want to kind of just, see, my daughter and talk, she's good at talking, just like her father. So.
Yeah, but Sam, I think that's a good thing, right? So she's not into tech, but we can ask her tech questions and see what response we get. It'll be interesting.
Absolutely. And also, too, she'll tell you stuff like why she uses an iPhone. She did have my OnePlus. She liked using my HTC One M8. She loved the HTC. She liked Android. And she's, and again, she's a gamer. She plays a lot of World of Warcraft and stuff like that. So, I mean, she does do tech, but she's not just going to talk only tech. So it'll be interesting to see from somebody who's not a tech person and talking to her and kind of asking her some funny questions. And yes, we got to get Matt on the show again. It's season 2. We need to get Matt on. We'll reach out to Matt. We'll see how his schedule is. I know he's busy with his stream.
Yeah, we still need to get Chris as well, don't we?
Yeah, Matt and Chris both. But yeah, definitely Matt for sure. We need to reach out. It's just been this. Like I said, again, I apologize for everybody on the show. The last couple of weeks now, we missed a couple shows with stuff going on personally, and then last week I had a family event that I just couldn't get out of. And then
Sam, you don't need to apologize. We are humans but have lives.
Right, exactly. So
everyone understands. Everyone understands.
Hopefully, mom's doing a lot better, and the family stuff is kind of rolled around. So we should be back to a regular schedule where we're out on every Sunday.
Actually, how's your knee?
Knee's pretty good. Still a little swollen, but I'm doing a lot better walking around. So yeah, it's good. It's still swelling. I haven't gotten it all the way to go down, but it's good. I mean,
not match fit yet, but
no, it's I can't. I tried to jog the other day, or just kind of try to start to run, and it did okay. It's okay. It's
yeah,
getting
take
there.
it easy, man. Take it day at a time.
Yeah, another month or so. Like I said, mid July, late July, might be able to do some stuff. I'm gonna actually get a bike because now I can actually ride a bike without it clicking and popping and being painful now. Well, it was just the riding a bike, that the mechanics of riding a bike with your knee. It wasn't doable, man.
Going all over the place, yeah.
Yeah. So so now I'm actually, because now part of my physical rehab, my PT is actually riding a bike for 10 minutes, and it's been great because it's like I'm excited because like I can ride a bike and it doesn't hurt and doesn't like feel uncomfortable, and it's just great. I'm excited to actually be able to ride a bike for the first time in probably about 10 years. So I'm excited, man. It's working out pretty good. So
it's good, mate.
In a couple more months I'll be all right. And I know, DT, I'm just saying, I know we but I like the fact that everybody still decides to come in and take some time and really, shows up for the stream. I really appreciate that kind of thing. So yeah, we'll have a good time next week. We'll have Anna on the show for our stream, and then we'll have a show with Ted Salmon, which again will be a really good conversation about tech and stuff like that. And I one of the people that I've really wanted to actually talk to for quite a long time, him and Steve both. And at some point, hopefully we can get Steve on, but his schedule is extraordinarily busy, and getting him on is going to be complicated. So it might take a little while, but yeah, well, I'm working from home for the rest of the month. July, we are all returning back to work. I would call it full time. What they're giving us are our work from anywhere days. So we basically get 1 day a week. 50 days total, but basically it comes out to 1 day a week. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off every Tuesday. That'll be my work from home. But essentially, it's back in the my work is we're returning full time. Basically, is what it is. And I'm okay with that. I mean, it sucks. I did like working from home. Obviously, wear and tear on a car, and I don't live close to where I work. It's about an hour drive, so it kind of But I also understand why they're making us do it. I mean, I realize also that it was supposed to be temporary, like contingency. That's what it was for. So I get it. And I do like being in the bank. I also like being where I work and doing the things I do. I see the benefit of it. It's easier when, instead of making a Teams call, if you can just walk over to somebody's cube and ask them a real quick question. Have a lunch with somebody. It's a lot easier to do that. That
human interaction.
Yeah, and just when you got to do something real quick where I work, if I have to ask a question, or if somebody wants to just reach out to me about a problem or an issue we're dealing with something, it's easy just to walk over and say, hey, Sam, you got a second? Instead of having to make a time and coordinate a Teams message and see if they're on, and maybe they're not, and make a meeting. It's just, it can be kind of, when you're trying to do actual work, being remote is a little bit more difficult, I think. But we'll see. I mean, but yeah, so I'm no longer remote. I'll be back to pretty much full time. So it's cool. I mean, whatever, it's fine.
Is what it is, mate.
Yep. All right, man. We're at 1 hour, 2 minutes, so it's probably time to wrap this thing up. And again, a lot of great chats as always. Not so heavy on the tech. We did talk some tech, but we talked a lot of life too, so it's cool. That's what we do here.
Yeah. We haven't caught up for a little while, so it's nice to just talk a bit of waffle.
Absolutely. So yeah, next week we'll have the Ted Salmon show. That'll be not be broadcast or live streamed, and then we'll have my daughter on at 3:00, same time as next Sunday. And we'll be back, and we'll keep trying to get some guests in here and try to keep this a lively and fun and an interactive show. And again, I appreciate everybody like Gigi and Scoop and everybody showing up, and JoJo and Aditya and Matt. Thanks everybody for coming in and always popping in and making us know that you do enjoy this a little bit. You like actually participate and look forward to the show. It really makes us happy, and we like doing that. Not only just because it's a creative outlet, but we actually enjoy the interaction and love having this small little community of folks. We really appreciate you guys. So we really enjoy it.
We love you guys.
We love you guys. So absolutely. So for myself and for Joe Hickey, thank you for joining in. Again, we will hopefully get back to a regular cadence of shows, and we'll have some great guests, and we'll keep going and plow through till season 3, which I don't know when. We don't exactly know when season 3 happens because we don't really pay attention to it. Whenever we feel like it, probably getting due, probably like maybe September-ish, we'll switch to season 3. We'll have a new thumbnail thingy, and it'll be cool. We'll have some good times. Yeah. Anything else before we've already? I also love your shirt, by the way. The koi shirt. Koi carp. It's pretty cool. It's got a Hawaiian kind of Japanese vibe to it. I'm kind of digging it.
Yeah, thanks, mate. It's a nice lightweight one for the hot weather today. No jumpers today, mate. No way.
All right. For myself, for Jill, that's the Nomad Tech Project for June 11th, 2023. Again, we'll be back next Sunday. 2 shows. We're going to record one, and we're going to have a live stream. Thanks for everybody for coming. Appreciate it. We love you guys. Take care of yourselves. Enjoy your tech. Be excellent to each other. And we will catch you all next week around the same time and bring another Nomad Tech project.
Bye-bye.
Love you guys. Take care.
Peace.